Guys, welcome back once again to MC Love Reaction. Guys, it's a special day, and today's video is a kind of different from what we've been having so far. And the title of today's video is a woman murders husband, then begs police to find killer, meaning she killed her husband and pretended, forcing the police and telling them to find the killer, why she was the killer. I don't know much about this video, but let us all find out together. And here we go.
39-year-old Rebecca Fenton met who she would call the love of her life in 2005. They only knew each other for 3 months when they both decided to get married. Larry Fenton was a successful architect who was making millions of dollars a year when they both met. Rebecca, however, was unemployed. Larry would treat her very well. Anything she asked, he would provide, including luxurious holidays and a £2 million home he bought for the both of them. However, on the 3rd of February 2008, their seemingly perfect life would come crashing down.
Go ahead, caller. What's going on? It looks like he died. Somebody got moving. I don't know if he's alive. How did the grandson? We have all the information.
Rebecca said that she went to their detached home gym and left Larry at home to watch the Super Bowl game. However, when she returned, she saw her husband lying on the floor in a pool of his own blood. He was shot 4 times. She said the first thing she did was check his pulse, then go upstairs to make sure the person who did this wasn't still hiding in the house, only to find out that her entire home has been ransacked.
Wow.
After that, she went outside to call 911.
Wow.
When police arrived, they immediately took her to an investigation room for more questioning.
The more evidence, obviously, we can get, the quicker it will be to capture who's done this.
We have an idea, anything, neighbors,
anybody. There are officers out there talking to the neighbors, they're doing canvassing, but they haven't gotten back to me yet.
He's definitely gone, and he can't be brought back to life or nothing.
At this precise moment, the detectives are treating her like a helpless victim who has just lost her husband.
Yeah.
In your relationship, there's no infidelity.
None.
Look at them. They look happy together. They look happy. This is one thing about life. This is one thing about relationships. Most time people look happy from afar, but when you come closer, they aren't happy. And sometimes things looks okay, just that one of them is not happy. One is happy. The other one that is happy thought that the other one is also happy, but not knowing that the other one have a hidden agenda. No, a hidden agenda. Let's keep watching.
None. None. We are madly in love with each other. We're still on our honeymoon.
Madly in love.
Even questions from other people will tell you that.
The more the detectives asked her questions, the more Rebecca knew she was no longer being treated like the grieving wife, and that the investigation would be more focused towards her.
We're thinking about this, and both of us are married, and we thought, well, this has us. We don't think we would have left our spouse's side during good time. Especially because there's some hope in her life.
I got scared. I thought the best thing for me to do was to get out of the house.
What were you scared of at that time?
What had happened? Call the police, get people there as soon as possible.
But what I don't understand, though, is why you take the time to go upstairs. The danger upstairs, the unknown upstairs.
That is a very fair question. If I came home, and I saw that there was someone lying on the floor, whether my husband, my girlfriend, my wife, anybody that is dead, I wouldn't. And I don't have any other child. Maybe if I have a child in the house, if I have a child, like maybe I have a child in the house, then I will run to look for that child. But I don't have any child in the house. Someone is lying on the pool, on his or her pool of blood. First of all, you went upstairs to check. You don't have a gun on you to defend yourself. If you know this is the actually for me, this is a nice place to break this case, because if really she came home, saw this man on the pool in his pool of blood, she would have run away and made that call. Maybe touch him, and mind you, she says he touched him. He checked his pulse, but there was no blood on her. According to what they said here, there was no blood on her. And this man was shot like I think 4 or 5 times on him, which means that you come on. You know, just keep watching.
Why would you put yourself in that situation?
So the person that ransacked the place probably killed him first, you think?
Exactly.
I'm sorry.
At this point,
You know what happens here? She's using the what they call it, pity movement, like crying to not to answer that question, which she didn't answer them.
main evidence against her were: number 1, she said she rolled him over and put her hands on his neck to check for pulse. However, this cannot be true.
This is exactly what I
She
said.
should have Larry's blood all over her, which was not the case. Number 2, she said the house has been ransacked because the people that did this to her husband were burglars. However, at a close examination, detectives noticed that nothing had actually been stolen. Not even the jewelry that was lying around the house, or even Larry's wallet, which was filled with cash. Things were not out of shelves and drawers that were open to give the impression that this was done by someone else. Number 3, her behavior was very inconsistent. 1 minute she'd be crying hysterically, and the next she'd be laughing and talking with police officers.
Look at her
while
laughing.
she was still at the crime scene of her husband.
Look at her laughing. Someone that lost her husband. Someone that lost her husband. She's laughing. And mind you, she always cry when a question that puts her at the edge. Any question that looks like there's no way out, her way out is crying.
This murder. This made it obvious that she was playing an act, and that she wasn't as upset as people first
Look at her.
thought.
Look at her face.
Gun, firearm, gun, you don't have gun. I bought one very, very recently.
Where did you guys keep it in the house?
It was kept in our bedroom, and they're all warm.
Alright. When you were a girl growing up, did your family have guns? Were you ever around them? Anything like that?
I really can't remember. My father hunted bear and all of that. I don't remember being around a gun. I've never fired a gun.
Rebecca claims that the gun that was used to kill Larry was the same gun they both owned. It was kept in their bedroom upstairs. This means that Larry was shot by someone he knew and trusted to be in his house.
Exactly.
Because to even get to the bedroom, the burglars would have to bypass the living room where Larry was sitting and watching TV.
Exactly. And this was why the detective asked her, did you think he was shot first, then went upstairs and ransacked the room? That was why the question was asked. And he was killed with their gun.
Going into a little bit of your personal relationship with him, how long were you all married?
We were married 3 years.
Okay.
You have a life insurance policy?
I think Larry does, yes.
For how much?
I don't know.
Who's the beneficiary?
I think I am because I'm his wife.
She also had a motive for the murder. If Larry was no longer living, Rebecca would receive just over $1 million in life insurance. Detectives were convinced that she was indeed guilty. However, they couldn't arrest her as they didn't have any physical evidence directly linking her to the crime. The case went cold for a few years until one day, something strange happened.
2 fires at the same house on Oconee Street in Clearwater, separated by less than 30 hours. That's why homeowner Rebecca Fenton says it's been an emotional few days.
Things are feel a little despondent. It can't be happening.
Her £2 million home was burnt to the ground in a kitchen accident. Rebecca didn't receive any insurance money due to the investigation, and her only way to get the money was to burn the house.
Oh,
This
what does that tell you? It's a pattern. Her house got burned, and she didn't receive insurance money for the house because of investigation. Now she went ahead and burned the house. Hold on, I believe this to show you is a pattern. This must or might have reactivated the old cold case. Let's
added
keep
to
watching.
everybody's suspicions that she was indeed involved in the murder.
He was Larry.
She's trying too hard.
I'm not sure if this is an ending or if it's a beginning.
She's trying too hard to cry.
If the Lord is with us, who is against us?
Although police had begun to build evidence against Rebecca, what they had still wasn't enough for the state to prosecute. They ideally needed a confession or a witness statement to proceed. The breakthrough in the case came in 2014, when cold case detective Mike Hasty was assigned to look over the evidence and began to piece together what he believed to be anomalies in Rebecca's story. There was an emergence of a witness, Alfred Nolan, a former boyfriend of Rebecca, who she got with right after Larry's death. He claimed that during a dispute between the two of them, she'd once held a knife to his throat and said, "I'll kill you like I killed Larry."
Wow.
However, Alfred Nolan was unreliable because he had a previous history of lying to police, and also, at the time of the interview, he was in prison. Therefore, he had a motive to lie. He would say anything in order to get out or receive a lesser prison sentence. His statement needed to be verified, but it would be essentially useless. Detective Hasty verified Nolan's remarks with Nolan's nephew and his nephew's girlfriend, who both claimed that Nolan has told them the exact same story 2 years prior. New technology for assessing guilt or innocence during 911 calls had become available, allowing Detective Hasty to listen again to the language Rebecca used in her call, which he believed pointed to guilt.
911, emergency. Emergencies, I think my husband's been shot, my house has been burglarized, I just walked in, not getting a call from him, I just came in, what to do? When you came home, did you find anything in the house? I was in the house.
I just found out something now. Maybe let's keep kind of see if
innocent
they
person would try and
if they will
convey
echo
it
it.
to you. However, a guilty person will try and convince you that story. Rebecca mentioning that she went to the gym should be irrelevant news to her if she came home and saw the horror of her husband lying dead on the floor. A person who wasn't guilty would be in total shock. They would try to get help as quickly as possible. However,
This is what I actually picked up from the 911 call. She said, first, I came home, my husband has been killed and burglarized. I came back from the gym, she said first time. The 911 operator asked her, when you came home, did you see anything out of ordinary? She now said, I was in the gym. Trying to re-echo that, to have it as, to remind them, I was in the gym when this happened. Trying to take herself out of the equation. Don't even get what I'm saying. Let's keep watching and see what happens.
Rebecca was more concerned with trying to seem innocent by telling the police her alibi right from the start, so she wouldn't be seen as a suspect.
Exactly what I said.
After 6 years, Rebecca was invited back to the same interrogation room.
She been here before.
As for you, I don't know if you like James Dr. Pepper or not, but that's all we have in the fridge right now. 2 years ago, I started investigating an unresolved case.
Do you know what happened, Larry?
Do we know what happened? Okay. I know your mind's going 100 miles an hour. Try to just listen, okay?
That's
The case
acting.
was sealed when Mike Hasty located the actual gun that was used to kill Larry. It was hidden in a bag in Larry's stolen car, along with some of his belongings. The gun had Rebecca's fingerprints on it.
2 years ago, I started investigating an unresolved case in Clearwater, and it's your husband. So I just want you to listen, okay? Okay.
I have a question.
I want you to listen. This
was found in my car.
bag is right there. watch. This is the bracelet. This is a handgun, a revolver. This is a little key to a soft-sided gun case.
She's been broken. She's been broken.
And these are the keys to the Jeep.
The body language says that.
I'm absolutely being. The first thing I said to you was that I'm going to be open and honest with you, and I just want you to listen. I know this is a lot. I know that I've had 2 years, and I know you've had now 10 minutes. Everything I am telling you, I have no, just listen, I have no benefit to lie.
I agree.
None.
I agree.
Everything I am telling you is the absolute truth. These are the contents of the bag.
I know that mine and Mary's relationship can be legitimized by talking to people that he had talked to days before, that we had encountered within days before. He just had a performance eval done. He had talked with Terry, talked about how happy he was, so there's a way to legitimize.
Okay.
But nobody knows what goes on into a private home. Larry and I do not have problems.
Okay.
And we
You know what I said earlier about problems? Sometimes people are good. Sometimes people are, sometimes one person in a relationship will thought or think that they are good, not knowing that the other one has evil plans, you know? Okay, for instance, people just broke up with people. They one day they look good, everything was okay. He or she has been reassuring the other person, we are good, we are that, now we'll never do without you, blah, blah, blah. It didn't come down, she was like, oh, I'm leaving because I love you. You know, just like that, they quit. They left the person. In such case, someone may look good, everything they are doing was okay, but something is hurting them. Their inability to talk about, this is why it's good when you have issues with someone, learn to talk. And don't be afraid of confrontation. Don't be afraid of confrontation. Confront your inspector order. When there's an issue, talk about it. And don't be angry when they confront you. Yeah, you get angry at the moment if you're being accused of something. But don't run away. Understand why whatever that is happening is happening. So in some people's case, when they have such issue, they keep it in themselves to the stage that it took over them. They thought, they start having evil thought towards that person. A day or a time they manifest that which they have been having evil thought of. Guys, let's be open-minded. Let's talk about things. Argument is part of relationship. Running away wouldn't solve it. Or trying to take out the other person is not the way.
we're not having a bad day.
Out of all, now, as much as I don't understand any of this, especially this, I don't understand this.
What was that?
Don't comment. I'm just downloading this case file.
Community destroyed me over that. I understand.
I'm showing you, okay? I wasn't there in 2008, 2009, 2010, 2011. I didn't pick these books up until 2012.
I want to talk to you, but at this point now I'm starting to feel like you guys are like...
I want to know what was that in the picture that was shown.
That's all, but I am saying this willing to cooperate. I do want to talk to you because the other two wouldn't talk to us. They would give me any information. I couldn't ask them any questions about
You see the crying has started again. That's being defensive. Answer the question. She's crying now. To throw them off. But this is a new guy, these are different guys. And in this case now, they are not, the investigation is not just starting. In this case now, they are, she is the primary suspect. Before they were observing. Now they have some evidence pointing whatever that have happened to her. So now it's not about how she acts or what she's doing. They are just looking to know what she would do.
They were going to come in, but they wouldn't. So I'm grateful you've taken the investigation. I just want Dale sitting there as protection because I haven't been treated good through this whole thing. And to answer anything that I can. And I do want to work with you.
Okay.
I'm also having a tough time physically. I haven't seen these pictures in a long time. I'm having a hard time remembering a couple of things, and I'm just...
Rebecca, you're under arrest for the murder of Larry Fenton.
The jewelry took 2 hours to deplete and receive a life sentence without possibility of parole. Oh my God, guys, this is
You look great, Rebecca. I've never seen you look happier. Funny
Yes.
thing is, I've been happy all along.
wow, guys, this is a tragedy. You know, like I said in the middle of the video. If you're in a relationship and you feel
The following
like,
interrogations of two 16-year-olds.
you feel like it's not working for you, that it's not working for you, leave the person. You know, and some people believe that they are own, that the person is owing them something for being in a relationship with this person for so time. So they can't just leave the person with empty-handed. Like this woman telling that by killing him, she will inherit everything he has, his insurance money. But it will never be enough. Along the line, she burnt her house down because of the same insurance money. What happened to the one she got previously? So let me say this to say that we should be careful, we should be prayerful, we should, whatever you know how to do, you do it, and be sure that whoever you are in a relationship with, have a like-minded, like you, just like I said earlier, you know, just like when you're in a relationship and something happened. I think that's the video I reacted the last time. Something happened and the next thing is, this is my shoe, I bought you this car, I bought you this, I bought you this clothes, I bought you this glass, pull it off. Oh, guys, those are nonsense. You know, when a relationship ends, everything that you invested in it, end with it. There is no give it back to me. So someone that will go ahead to kill someone to inherit whatever that person have is someone that has such a mindset. So you can, whenever you notice such a thing along the road, pull out, let them go. Guys, signing out, MrCandyLuv. And before I salute and tour this church, don't forget to subscribe. Click the like button. Share this video with your friends. I want us to reach 1,000 followers. Subscription this year. December is about to end, but we can do it. Signing out, MrCandyLuv.